hope all of you are having an amazing day so far. I wanted to keep this particular look more natural. I wanted it to feel like wildflowers were picked and placed into a pot and you just have it sitting in the back and the butterflies are flying around it. So I feel like I really kind of captured that today. So let's go ahead and wake up, prep our tumblers, and slay all day. Let's do this. Now, full disclosure, I'm really trying to go through my tumblers, and I figured I could do that here in my group with you guys because I really don't need to promote the tumblers I'm using, but obviously I got this from the Stainless Depot. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm trying to use up what I got here. But you can obviously use any type of tumbler you already have in hand to be able to create this as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is treat it just like a metal tumbler. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little sand. I'm not going to go too crazy. I just need to scuff up the surface just like we typically would do. And along with this acrylic blank, I'm going to go ahead and scuff up the lid as well, because obviously we got to do the lid too. It's all got to match, right? So I'm going to go ahead and scuff that up. I'm going to take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and a paper towel, and then I'm just going to wipe off all the debris that was left behind after scuffing up the surface. The next thing I'm going to do is come through and mark off where I want the pot to be on the bottom. And to be able to do that, especially with the curves that we have going on this style, I'm going to use electrical tape for that. But electrical tape is so important when it comes to crafting because you can just slap it down and you can, as you roll it around, you just kind of pull it and stretch it, and it really just forms to all those curves you have on whatever style tumbler you're using. Now, as far as how much I blocked off, I just kind of visually looked at it, and whatever felt comfortable for me, seemed proportionate to me, is what I blocked off. I think it was about 3 inches is what I ended up doing. So I didn't want the upper half to have paint put on it, so I just taped it up the best I could, and I'm going to spray paint it rustic pink. And then now I am going to go ahead and give it a wood look. I'm going to use my teak wood and my 2-inch chip brush and just do a very basic wood look. But I really wanted it to feel like the flowers, because they look like wildflowers, were just growing out of a log that maybe was hollowed out into a pot. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much where I was going for with this. So in order to do a wood look, I am just going to do a stripe of my ink. I'm going to take my 2-inch chip brush and just swirl that around and just go back and forth with it until the ink dries. And of course, you guys know that alcohol inks dry very, very fast. So you can pretty much move on right away, right after that. And then you just stack those inks right next to each other and just keep going completely around the surface that you'd like to do. And of course, I do try to make sure I get a little bit of that ink on the bottom as well, just so that way I can kind of stir that around at the end, which I'll show you here in a second. Now, in order to clean up that bottom and to really make it all go with each other, I am going to very carefully spray some rubbing alcohol onto a paper towel, and I'm just going to swirl it around just like so. And then I just felt like the wood look was a bit dark, and it kind of worried me. So I actually go ahead and just take this rag and kind of rub around the sides of it as well, kind of lightening up that teak wood, because I just felt so dark. I don't know if it was, I think, and I don't know, I think it is because I use such a darker base coat instead of using just a white. I used the rustic pink, and I think it just made it a little too dark, but that's okay. You know, I knew it was going to lighten up anyways once I put epoxy on it. But again, I just to really make sure that it wasn't going to be too dark, I did come through and just kind of rub away some areas just in case. All right, so then after that's dry, I'm going to go ahead and come through and peel back all of my tape. Now, before I get started, I did go through and seal down that wood look because I don't want everything else I'm about to do to accidentally ruin my ink. So I went ahead and I just sealed it with a liquid sealer. So I roamed about my craft room, and I'm actually all out of flowers. I finally ran out. The other thing of flowers I had for a few years. So I went ahead and bought some more. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to look over them, and then I'm going to pick out 2 of these packets. It takes about 2 to do the size tumbler that I'm doing. I chose this beautiful orange packet, and those butterflies in there, they are stickers. So they aren't like real dried out butterflies. So you don't have to worry about that. And I'll go ahead and show you the second pack of colors that I used here in a minute after I get going with this first pack. So I'm not even going to worry about the flowers at this point. The main thing I want to focus on is everything that I want in the background of my tumbler, all the kind of greens and foliage and the taller things. That's what I'm going to focus on. And I also want you guys to know that yes, this does have a texture to it. It is going to have a 3D feel to it, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I honestly feel like it kind of adds more to the whimsy of this as well, which I kind of enjoyed. So some of these stems are pretty thick, so if you want to kind of slice them in half maybe, or however you guys want to do it, you can do that to make them a little bit thinner, but I didn't mind it. I kept it as it was. And also, as I get going, I'm going to leave a space in the front where I want a quote to go. And I was just eyeballing it. I didn't know what size my quote was going to be. I was just going to make it fit myself. I was just going to do it myself. But I ended up finding my quote on Creative Fabrica. But we'll go over that in a minute. But I'm pretty much all I'm doing is just taking Mod Podge and gluing it down. That's pretty much it. And right there, I want you to see how it's not all the way down to where the pot is. That's because I plan on coming through and I'm going to utilize my flowers to fill in the bottom portion. So that way I don't have to bring everything completely down to that pot line if I don't want to. So after I got going, I was like, I want to add some variation in there. So I went ahead and I'm going to be using this kind of red and purple look as well, because I really like how the green leaves looked. So I made sure to come through and mix that in as well. It is so hot in my craft room. This glue was drying relatively quick. I didn't want to do the back until the front was mainly dried, and as you can see, it's almost dry. So what I do is I just take a big old glob of the glue. I'm not afraid of it. Okay, it does make a bit of a hazy look to it. I think because I used it over the etching, I didn't seal down the top portion of my tumbler. I just put it down right over top of where we scuffed it, and so it did leave a little bit of a haze to it. And again, that doesn't bother me. I think it was kind of cool looking actually, but I'm just taking a big dollop of my glue. I'm gonna lay my plant down and press that into the glue, and then I'm gonna gently come through with the tip of my brush and just kind of pounce that glue on top of it. And what will happen is everything will start to stick down. Now, if you have issues once you get going of it being able to stick down, what I do is I'll let the glue dry just a little bit, and then I'll come through with my fingers and really start to press down on top of everything to make sure there's no air bubbles underneath, and to make sure that any extra glue gets squeezed out the sides and everything like that. So it's pretty simple. You just want to make sure that it's as pounced down with the glue as possible, just like you would do with fabric. So again, I'm just going to leave a little gap in the front for my quote, and I'm just going to fill in with some of this greenery for the back. And again, just very simple. You don't want to get too crazy with it. See how simple this is? That is the perfect base for what we want to do next. And now I'm just going to let that dry completely. And once dried, we're going to go ahead and get our first coating of epoxy applied over top. I believe I did about 15 milliliters on this round. Now, once I get it onto my turn, I'm going to go ahead and head it up really good with my torch, popping all those little micro bubbles. And if you applied any type of tape to block any areas off, go ahead and remove it right away. Then you're just going to go ahead and let that spin and cure. So I got this quote right off of Creative Fabrica, like I said earlier, and you can obviously do it up yourself if you'd like to as well. I just didn't really have the time, so this was just easy enough for me. But I did make sure I went through and I sized it to the proportions that I needed, because the space I gave myself was a little tiny, but I knew I wanted to make sure that it looked like the wording was kind of growing in between everything, so I didn't want to, so I'm happy with it. But at first I was like, oh no, what did I do? So the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and come through and add my butterflies now. I want to do that so that way I don't accidentally put it over top of glue, because we got to be gluing down some more flowers yet again. So I'm going to go ahead and choose out just a couple. I don't want to get too crazy again with it. I want to keep it simple and as natural looking as possible. And these guys were a little hard to pull apart, so I just took a piece of painter's tape and put it on each side and then was able to peel it off that way. So that's pretty much all I did. And then you just stick it down wherever you want to, and just pretty much like any other kind of decals that we use these days, you just want to make sure you burnish them down really good. And as long as you get those edges down really good, because you'll tell, they'll have kind of a white look to it, and then once you burnish it down, that white look fades away. So once you put the epoxy over top, you can't even see the outline of that butterfly. The next thing I decided to do was come through and organize all my flowers. So there was kind of these just buds, and then there were these other ones that were more like groupings of flowers, and I just wanted to make sure I could visually see everything I needed, so that way if I wanted a particular color or a style, I could just easily grab it rather than digging through and being like, oh, what's this, at the end, and being like, oh, I wish I would have seen that in the first place. So just kind of organize it just so you can have more of a visual. And then just like we did with the bottom piece, we're just going to take our Mod Podge and we are going to glue our flowers down. And don't be afraid to go over everything. It's just fine. It's going to dry clear, okay? Everything will be just fine. Now for these flowers around the front, I wanted it to not be too intrusive. Like I wanted you to still be able to read it, but at the same time, I wanted it to look a part of everything. So I just found a flower that made it look good, but still kind of had that cool look of the effect of it looking like it's a part of the flowers. So the first thing I'm going to do before I do the outer ring of the flowers around the base to kind of fill in that portion so you don't see that hard line of the top of the pot, I'm going to come through and do like these stemmed flowers to fill in the background. So I'm going to again work my way out. Now I'm doing the medium sized flowers to build out to the smaller flowers. And again, you want to make sure that you slather down a good amount of glue, and then you want to come through and just pounce down some more glue over top of your flowers, and then come through once it's almost kind of dried and make sure you press down really good to make sure that any extra glue from underneath kind of gets pressed out and that your flower is as flat as possible to your tumbler. And another thing is you just want to try to be as careful as possible with the petals because they will pull off of the main center of your flower, and one of them did do that to me, and I just utilized it. I made it look like they were kind of dripping down from off the flower. I just kind of utilized that petal and went with the flow. So I kind of, in a way, let everything kind of speak to me as I was placing it down. Now, after I got my flowers laid down, I came through one last time and filled in any more little voids that happened to be around with some more greenery. Instead of flowers, I just took you can see it off to the side of the right-hand side. I even had some four-leaf clovers, and I was tempted to put one in there just for good luck, but I didn't. But I'm gonna go ahead and after I get done with this, just like the first round, I'm gonna set it off to the side and let it dry completely, and then we're ready to move on to the final step. All right, well, one of the final steps. You know what I'm saying. So next we gotta go ahead and do our lid as well. And I can't stress this enough because I go through the same exact thing when it comes to doing things like this. Less is more, okay? So I'm just going to pull out just a few flowers that I think will look nice. I literally only did this yellow bunching and this orange bunching. And then I think I did like a flower, or I did some type of greenery to go around the bottom as well. But less is more. I don't want to overpower it. I don't want it to get too crazy. That's pretty much all I'm going to be using for the lid. So again, I'm going to lay my glue down, press my flowers into place, gently dabble down the glue on top of my flowers, making sure they're nicely sealed in. Then I will set that off to the side and let that dry completely. To finish sealing down my lid after it is dried, I'm going to be using UV resin. Then I'll use a silicone tool to manipulate the resin to make sure that everything is nicely coated. Now when I bring it up to these edges, I'm just very carefully getting it up to these edges without it dripping over. So that's all you want to do. It's relatively simple. And the silicone tool I'm using, if you've never seen this before, it is just one of those face mask applying tools that you can find at the Dollar Tree. And we use it for our water slides sometimes too. If people still use water slides, I don't really know. Do you guys still use water slides? I know I do. And once I have that all evened out, I'm just going to come through and pop any little bubbles with my torch really quick. Then I'll go ahead and place it under my UV lamp, or you can place it out in the sun as well. I will also put my tool down there too, so that way I can easily clean that off. See, just easily peel that away, and then I can use it again. So now before we do another coating of UV resin, I'm going to go ahead and place down one little butterfly, again keeping it simple, just one little guy right there will do it. And repeat the same process where I put a dollop of that UV resin down. I take my little silicone tool and push that around, making sure I get it evenly distributed throughout the top of the lid without making it drip over the sides. Of course, hit it up one last time with my torch, popping those micro bubbles, and then placing it under the UV lamp to make sure it is nicely cured so that way we can use it on top. What's left to do is go ahead and apply your last finishing coats of epoxy onto your tumbler base as well, and she is ready to go. Whether you take this design and duplicate it as is, or you take it and let it inspire you to create something that is completely your own, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial today. Again, thank you guys so very much for being a part of this group. It means so, so much to me. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.